These were books gifted to me this week by my younger brother. He's visiting Florida from Oklahoma. Apparently, he has found a pretty awesome used bookstore in Oklahoma City. And while he was there, he found two older editions of Tarzan books, Return of Tarzan and Tarzan and the Ant-Man. He found what would now be called a young adult book, a juvenile from 1935 called The Forgotten Island by Philip Hart. And he found Fractured Fairy Tales by A.J. Jacobs, based on the cartoon shorts that used to appear as a part of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show back in the 60s. Now, my brother, I suspect, is gifting these to me because he feels enormous guilt that for decades I say, he has been claiming that this toy fire truck that I owned as a kid actually belonged to him, and it didn't. And this is like an awesome toy fire truck. Like, it's got firemen that come with it. It's got that burning building. The hose was an actual working hose. You could spray water onto the burning building. For some reason, it would never actually put out the cardboard fires, but you could spray the water. And it was awesome. And it was mine. And my brother continually claims that it's his. And I suspect that he really knows it was mine. And the guilt is weighing on him. And because of that, he bought me some books. But that's okay. I appreciate the books. There, by the way, is me with my straw hat when I was like, I don't know, 5 years old. So that was in the same box as this, which proves, beyond the shadow of a doubt, I believe, that it was my fire truck. But I suppose I digress a little. Let's take a look at the books. These books were pretty neat. When I first looked in them, I actually posted them on the Love of All Things Edgar Rice Burroughs Facebook group, which is where you want to go if you want information about Edgar Rice Burroughs. Because I opened it and I saw 1950. This is The Return of Tarzan. I saw 1915 by the H.C. McClure and Company. That's the original publisher of the book version of this after it was published in the pulp magazines. But it is actually not. It is a reprint by Grosset and Dunlap. Probably in the original books did not have this title page with the illustration plate in it. And it's probably from the 1950s. It's still awesome to own. But it was like, because I did not look at it closely enough and I just saw the copyright page, I was briefly thinking, do I have a first edition? It's so beat up that it would not have been worth a significant amount of money. But and of course, I would have let my brother know if it was worth hundreds of dollars and offered him like any money from sales, but because he gave it to me figuring it was worth no more than the less than $10 he paid for it. It's the same with Tarzan and the Ant-Man. You go right to the copyright page and you've got this, 1924, which was the copyright date of the book after it was published in the magazines. But once again, it is a Grosset and Dunlap reprint. There, by the way, is a really neat illustration. Tarzan charging into battle with the Ant-Man. So this is also, well after the original printing, and it's still neat to own. They're both a little beat up, but I am happy to own these. So Tarzan and the Ant-Man and The Return of Tarzan. You have to look at the spine for that. Somebody suggested I might want to try and make fake book covers for them that replicate the original book covers. And to be honest, I probably won't do that, but it's a cool idea. So maybe I will. I don't know. Fractured Fairy Tales by A.J. Jacobs. My brother read this, didn't need to keep it, so he passed it on to me. By Bantam Books, published in, let me see, well, there's a 1997. So now, okay, this edition, the complete text of the original hardcover edition. So this particular reprint was from 1997, but there must have been an original. There would have been no reason for somebody to be doing Fractured Fairy Tales 30 plus years after the show aired. So I'm sure this is a reprint of something that came out apparently as a hardcover when the show was out. I have not read it yet. My brother tells me it really does capture the bizarre, chaotic humor and satire of the original cartoons. So I'm really looking forward to diving into that one. And finally, The Forgotten Island by Philip Hart. It is a juvenile that apparently is a South Seas adventure. And these books are almost always fun, provided they're at all well written. And I will have to see, there's a picture with a caption. Wayne, look, the ship. So they may spend at least part of the time in this book shipwrecked or on an island without the ship they're on, knowing where they are. Published by the A.L. Burt Company. Published in 1935. There's other books by the same author, The Mystic Owls and Mystery, The Midnight Canyon Mystery. Judging from the table of contents, it looks like there's mysteries. It looks like they are abandoned after a strange mutiny. That's probably when they end up in an island. Shellfish and a bean hole, they're probably surviving on the island. From the chapter titles, there's some sort of mystery going on. Well, there's a chapter that actually says Mystery in an Undesired Voyage. So yes, there is a mystery going on. And the name of the boat they're on is apparently the Valiant. I do not see any pictures on the inside. Just a random page. Haven't lived long on the coast then? I thought they said you lived in San Francisco. We do. This was Wayne who took up the conversation. I've lived there for some time, but Ted's from Illinois. We meant to go to college together next fall, but it doesn't look like it. We went fishing, and here we are. Sounds like they may have been shanghaied or something. But it'll be a fun book to read. My brother knew these were the sort of things I enjoyed reading, and so he got this for me. So once again, very nice gifts from my brother. Return of Tarzan and Tarzan and the Ant-Man, Fractured Fairy Tales, and The Forgotten Island by Philip Hart, which does not change the fact at all that this was my fire truck. Okay? It was mine. I know it doesn't exist anymore, and so ownership doesn't matter, but for historical accuracy, it was my fire truck, and for proof, I found it in the shoebox, that shoebox that has pictures of me from my childhood. Because that's me, that's my straw hat, which I wore until there was like one straw left on it. And I used to be cute. The reason I don't appear in these videos is because, if I try to put myself in, I get notices from YouTube that says, people are screaming, feast my eyes, glut my soul on your accursed ugliness. And women scream and get frightened. And so I'm not allowed to be on YouTube personally. But when I was a kid, I was kind of cute. What happened to me? It's very sad. But once again, I digress. These are the books I was talking about today. All four that I'm looking forward to readings. Well, I've read the Tarzan books. But you never stop reading Edgar Rice Burroughs. I'll probably cycle past them again at least one more time in my life. And it'll be kind of nice to read the older editions. And so that's it for now. Thank you. I'll be back, I think, with a reading report soon. And as always, thank you for listening. And as always, remember that I am on a little seen backwater of BookTube, so I could always use a few of you clicking like, just to remind me that there are some people out there listening so I can keep making these videos, which I enjoy making very much. So I appreciate the excuse to keep making them. And that's it for today. It's my fire truck.